Let's paint sunflowers in 3 styles on Canson Watercolor Paper. For only 70 pesos, you'll have 10 sheets of student-grade watercolor paper. Marking my paper with guidelines for 2 sunflowers. And since I know that it's challenging to do wet-on-wet technique with Canson, I will use the direct painting or wet-on-dry technique. This approach is pretty straightforward. I'll paint the shapes of the flowers and try to finish the background in one layer. I'm using the other side of my brush to scratch in the veins. I'll leave that to dry and work on another one. This time, it's ink and wash. Make sure to test out your pen if it is compatible with water before doing this. I'm using Dong A Unok and sketching the overall shape of my sunflower. I placed it off-center for added interest and bent its stem to suggest movement. Once the inking part is done, I will directly paint the colors of my sunflower. I won't even worry if I go outside the shapes while coloring in my flower. I can say that ink and wash works very well with Canson. This technique is a favorite of mine when using a student-grade watercolor paper. You use the ink to do the details and the watercolor pigments to bring it to life. Since we're doing it in one layer, there's also less buckling in the paper. Going back to the first one to add details and make the contrast stronger between the petals and the center of the flower. When adding another layer of wash with this watercolor paper, I'm being careful not to rub my brush too strongly or I will lift up some colors from the first layer. I'll add darker values on the ink and wash painting and move on to the third one. The last style is a close-up of our sunflower. I'll try wet on wet, but work pretty quickly so as not to lift the colors. And since Canson dries fast, I'm working fast as well. When dropping the darker color, observe how I'm just dabbing my brush and not scrubbing it on the paper. Let that dry, and I'll work on the background. Compared to the other two, I will try a darker background color this time. And I will do it in one layer, so I need to go as dark as I can. That one's Prussian blue. I'll work on the details. Have you also tried Canson Watercolor Paper? How's your experience been so far? This is what I've been using when I was a beginner, and I still use it for doodles, ink and wash, and if I just want to paint to my heart's content, draw little cute things, experiment, and test out what my brushes can do and cannot do with this paper. It is not 100% cotton, but if you'll give this paper a chance and really get to know it, you can still create aesthetic paintings. I'm also planning to create a semi-realistic painting using this paper for a cheap watercolor materials challenge. Let me know in the comments if you want to see that. Here are our sunflower paintings. Whether you're from the Paint Along squad, Watch Now and Paint Later squad, or the Replay squad, I'd love to see your version. So please click the link below to post your painting, and if you want to go extra, upload it in your social media and tag me. I will feature some on my stories. As a bonus, the first 20 people to click on the link in the pinned comment will be able to access this Skillshare class for free and learn how to paint a sunflower loosely. Thanks for painting with me.